Hey everyone. So in this tutorial, we want to talk about managing your church directory like a pro. Managing your church directory like a pro. So I am currently on the directory tab in Poimnion. There are a couple tabs here, but I'm on the directory tab. Let me zoom in a little bit. And the first thing I want to point out is our smart search. I don't know if I could call it smart search or what you would call it, but essentially the search box, right? Just using the search box. You can search for a name, for an email, but what you could simply do, just start typing, right? Notice I just put the letter B and then I put O. Okay, there's no one in my church that has those characters as the beginning of their name. So, but if I put BA, there you go, all the names that are a part of my church that begins with BA. And of course, there are many ways to sort the names. I could just show you this. So when you click name, there you go. That's the last name. So this is by last name first, but also the last letter of the alphabet first, right? Notice that. And when I click name again, notice it is by last name first, but this time by the first letter of the alphabet. Okay, so those are the two ways that you could sort the name. Status is not set for this for these people yet. Neither is care status set. Last contacted, just because we have never contacted anyone yet. But say for instance, Anderson Lisa. If I click mark contacted, and we're going to come back and talk about this probably at another time. Well, that's what I hope to do anyway. Now, as I refresh the page, look, Anderson Lisa, she shows a 0. Why? Because the system now records that she was just contacted. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in the future. This is one of the most powerful tools, for pastors, because many times you don't remember when last XYZ was contacted. And so this just help you to keep a regular rhythm for contacting the members in your congregation and pastoring better, or assigning members to be contacted to the secretary or to the team that you have caring for the body. So as I said, to find a name, you just start typing the name and it pops up, right? Next thing you could do is filters. So with filters, I click filters here and it says show members matching all of, right? And then you have the colon here or semicolon. And what is going to happen is that you're going to set some conditions. So no conditions yet, add one below. So what are the conditions that we're going to look at? Okay, so I'm going to add a condition for gender, and the gender is going to be male. Okay, so what I'm going to try to find is that all the members in my congregation who are males, right? So I just click done. So all the all the people in my congregation who are male, they are going to show up here. The reason you're not seeing more people show up here is because of this. What happened is that let me just clear this to get it up. What happened is that, let me go to here, Gregory Bailey. Since we imported the data and the data did not have the gender in the CSV file or the Excel file, I just changed one more for you to see. The gender has to be selected in the member form, the member profile form. So once the gender is selected, so I just refresh the page. So let me go back to filters, add condition, gender, then I'm going to go male. So there you go. I have 2 males now. So just remember that the items have to be set, so to speak, so that the system knows where to go and find the item that you are filtering out. So not only can you filter by gender, you could filter by age, right? And we could say we need to find people who are at least 30 years, right? 30 years or above. And again, because the condition was not set, so let me just show you to give you an idea. So let's go to Adams Nicole, and here the date of birth. And since we need somebody that's at least 30 years, so we're gonna go back to, let me just type it in. So let's go to the date of birth here. So let's go to June 21, and I want to go to 1985, right? So June 21, 1985. That's fine. Update. So we need someone that's at least 30 years. At least 30 years. So let's go back to our filters. Add condition. Then we're going to go by age. We need someone that's we need to find the people in our congregation that's greater than 30 years. And there you go. That's Adams Nicole. So you could really build so many different conditions, right? If you want to find someone that at most or less than 40 years, or at most 40 years, that's another way to do it. If you want to filter by birth month, so what if I want to find all the people who are born in June? That's another way I could filter them. What if I want to filter by status, like, is this person a new believer? I could find all the new believers in my church, all the prospects in my church, right? All the regular attenders in my church. So depending on the status that you set, and remember you set the status, everything that is pretty much going on here is being pulled from this form, right? This form that is right here. So this form really is very, very important. So this is where you will set the status, right? The membership status. So if I say regular attender and I update that. So when I'm searching now and I add a condition, add a condition for status and I put regular attender. So that person is now filter, add a condition, status, regular attender. So that person is now going to show up as a regular attender, right? Not only do I have status, but I could do tags, like whatever group the individual is in. I could find everyone that's in a small group, everyone that's in the volunteer group, everyone that's on the worship team, or our care status, everyone that's in need of care, whether sick, shut in, hospitalized, recovering, or bereaved. I could find everyone in my church that matches one of these criteria. So this filter is very powerful, very pastoral. May I use that word? You could also add multiple conditions when you are filtering. You could do gender, you could do age. So for instance, if I want to find all the females who are, say, 50 years or at least 50 years in my church, I could do that. Currently, none of that metric is set, but you could do all of that, so to speak. So the filter option is really powerful. You can narrow down your congregation to see exactly what is going on. What I really want to share with you as well. So for instance, if I say all the females, so all the female in my congregation, of course, no female is set yet. So I'm just going to set one, or just set two females. So here, gender, female, update. And then I'm going to go set one more female. So let's go to Allen and then go to gender, female, update. So, okay, so I've set two females now, the gender for two females. So let's go to filters. What if I want to, if I wanted to send out a correspondence to all the females? So for instance, it relates to the Women's Fellowship, or a Mother's Day something, or something that relates to women in the church. So I could go gender, female, there you go, all the female, and guess what? Right here you have contact. And I just click contact, and I could either send an email, put the subject, women's meeting, and then I could put a message. Hi everyone, just reminding you about our upcoming women's meeting this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Okay? Be blessed. Right? And so here you could click send email and all those women will get that email, or you could click text SMS and they could get the SMS message if once their phone numbers are a part of the system. So this is really one of the easy ways and a powerful tool for you to contact a specific group of people, right? Then you have, as part of the directory, you also have managing tags, right? Or manage tags. Earlier on, right here, when you click add member, if you look at the bottom here, notice you have some tags here. So I could simply click manage tags and I could put Women's Fellowship. Okay, Women's Fellowship. So I add that tag. So there's no Women's Fellowship tag. And when I'm adding someone, or say for instance, I click Adams Nicole, I could just edit this name and now I could make her a part of the Women's Fellowship group, right? And now that she's a part of the Women's Fellowship group, now one of the things that I could do is by tag, I could select Women's Fellowship and I could contact everyone that's a part of the Women's Fellowship, and I could add as many people as possible that belongs to the Women's Fellowship. So now when I click contact, I could use the tags like that as well to send a message to everyone that's a part of that group. So this is really a powerful and wonderful way to continuously communicate, and I just wanted to give you an introduction as to how you can manage your church directory and use your church directory like a pro. Of course, the other buttons here like export and import, that just has to do with bringing in data into Poimnion, but since data is already there in Poimnion now, those are not buttons that you're going to be using on a consistent basis. But all the other buttons you pretty much will be using on a consistent basis. So thank you, everyone. May the Lord bless you. And I trust that you have learned something from this tutorial. And yeah, catch you on the next one.